Guys, I got a super important video for you guys. I got on the ground update here in China, some Onvo taxi news, Onvo optimization news, and of course, a very, very big fake accusation which NIO has come out to deny, but is spreading like wildfire here in China. Wow, absolutely crazy. So let's talk about some of the great Onvo news first. So first of all, Onvo actually got a few Uber, well, here in China it's called Didi deals. Okay, so these are, of course, ride sharing cabs, and they more specifically sold these Onvo L60s to operators, like people who own like a company that operates maybe 10 or 100 or 200 of these cars to, and they hire drivers to basically do ride sharing, basically like that. So they've sold a bunch of cars to these companies that do that specialize in ride sharing, which is also very nice. And I've actually also seen a few of these ride sharing Onvo 60s on the road. And of course, this is great in terms of marketing for the car because people get to sit in the car, they get to experience the comfort and the spaciousness of the car. And remember, Onvo has just a fantastic product. The thing that it's lacking is brand recognition and awareness, and this is really going to help with it. So it's not a whole lot of cars. It's less than 100 from what I know. But over time, they're going to have more and more of these. And of course, entering the ride-sharing market, this is dominated by BYD, okay? Most of the ride-sharing cars here in China are BYD cars, BYD Qin, and a few other cars, Toyota Corollas as well. But this is very nice. And this, of course, not only helps with sales, but more importantly, getting people to know about the brand, which is more important, okay? And then on another video, so watch this. So guys, I got some good news to report on the operational front. So here we got a NIO space. They actually moved to this NIO space. It's much bigger. Tesla store, we got Li Auto. And then that place right there used to be the Onvo store. So they actually closed it down. I'll share some pictures of what it looked like before, but it turned out that the rent was too high, so they kind of shut that place down and move somewhere else, which is very nice. But here you see there's all sorts of cars. You got Zeekr downstairs as well, and Huawei as well. So yeah, very interesting. So definitely some nice operational adjustments. Yeah, I was there earlier today, and they're doing good things in terms of the operational front. Okay, and when I was in the NIO store and I asked the sales rep, what happened to the Onvo store, man? It was right there. And the rent was too high. That's what the sales rep told me. And this is very good because remember, Onvo has over 400 stores. Every little bit of rent that you can save goes a long way. All right. So you can save 10,000 RMB or 2,000-ish US dollars, 1,500 US dollars per store. That adds up to 4 million a month. All right. 4 million RMB per month. That's a lot of money. So it's definitely nice to see them be able to reduce the SG&A costs and try to optimize and save on some money, which is very nice. Now, let's talk about the very juicy part, the big fake accusation. So here in China, this has been spreading like wildfire. NIO has denied it. It is, of course, the fact that NIO's president, Qin Li has allegedly sold all his NIO stock holdings, roughly 10 million shares, and cashed out. And this has been shared all over here in China, which is, of course, fake. NIO has come out to deny it and say that it was actually a while ago, and what he was doing was he was transferring his NIO stock holdings to his own family trust, okay? And that's the important information. But this has created a lot of uncertainty, fear, and doubt, FUD, here in China. And a lot of people uninformed tend to think that he's getting ready to escape to 跑路, so to speak. And here in China, if you guys didn't know, when you have bosses and CEOs who can't pay off the debt, or they're trying to rug pull scam investors and scam customers, they're getting ready to escape Basically, they take the shareholders' money, they take the customers' money, and then they escape the country. One classic example is Faraday Futures CEO JYT. He can't come back to China because he has all those debts, unsettled debts. If he comes back to China, he's going to be sitting in a prison cell. Yeah. So, a lot of these companies that are failing or have failed, you see the CEO and those top guys run off and escape the country. So this is, of course, absolutely fake. But you see in the comments of videos, people are saying, oh, he's getting ready to escape, go confiscate his passport, don't let him escape, and that kind of BS. And of course, this BS is not real, right? And people are uninformed, and it's spreading like crazy here in China, which is just, I don't want to see that happen. And what's more interesting is that NIO CEO has shared that a couple of months ago, there were a company, right, that specialized in spreading these kind of fake bullshit FUD around NIO, and they're paid around roughly 30 million RMB per month just to spread this kind of malicious FUD, all right, to sort of suppress NIO in a sense. And it seems like this shit is continuing, right, here in China. Like, you always see this kind of bullshit everywhere. So it's very nice that NIO came out and denied this right away. And, for a moment, I was a little bit worried because I was seeing this all over the news. And I'm like, what? He sold 10 million shares, cashed out on 37 million US dollars. That doesn't really make sense. I need to verify this. Can't verify it anywhere, right? And then NIO came out with the official statement that this is complete BS. He's just transferring it to his family asset. So take it for what it's worth, but just understand that here in China, everybody that owns a NIO has good stuff to say about the company, but then there's a lot of people who are not informed, and they just, they're easily manipulated, okay? And this kind of BS, definitely, man, I can't imagine, man. That's some crazy BS. Thinking that he rug pulled everybody and trying to escape the country? No, man, that's complete BS. And knowing the company for this long, and the way the company treats everybody, they're super nice to everybody. No way it's gonna happen. All right. So that's my take on it. What do you think about this? This is completely crazy. All right. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Peace out.